There is an assumption so deep in us that most of us never really question it. That we are the individual soul moving through a world that exists out there, solid and indifferent, and that our knowing of it is something happening privately inside us. But when we look carefully, something remarkable becomes clear. Every color, every face, every sensation, every emotion, everything we have ever encountered, experienced in this life appears always within the awareness, not out there. Even whatsoever is out there is always experienced as an experience directly, immediately, within what the Tantrikas call the Prakasha, the self luminous light by which everything is known, and nothing, not once, has ever appeared outside of that light, isn't it? You see, what I'm trying to say is experiences are more real than objects. Objects appear in experience. If you go with pure empiricism, you have to agree with that. And once you start feeling it, that experiences are ontologically real than objects, that objects appear in experience, rather experience happen because of objects. If you just play with this idea, not as an idea, but you start experiencing and registering its truthfulness of this statement, then suddenly the experience shifts. We are not thing inside reality. Pure consciousness is not produced by matter. It is the very ground of what is appearing. And once that lands, genuinely lands in your heart, you know what the traditions call savidya, the fundamental non-seeing of this fact becomes very hard to sustain. Then you question yourself, how come I was seeing reality in such a stupid way before? How did I never see this ever present light of being all the time shining as me, in me, from me? You know what is the other method of finding that light of being always presence as an experience? Let's take our help of Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. It says you can find that being, that pure experience within which all experiences occur, that pure being is just simply to find a gap between two thoughts. Now, that state between two thoughts is the ground of all experience. The ground is what the tradition calls Paramashiva. I mean, for fuck's sake, not some bearded god sitting up there somewhere, but the absolute openness within which all of the existence arises and dissolves. Like the line we draw between inside and outside, between knower and known, is not a fact about reality. It is just an arbitrary line we draw. Like how irrational it is. Like when the food is on a plate, it is not you, but somehow it is goes here and it is you. Here it is idam and aham. Here it is aham. Like how strange and random we draw this line unthoughtfully between subject and object, between aham and idam, between I and this. It's so unthoughtful. If you really observe it, you can never unsee it. You have to question what is I and what is this. And then the windows of wonderment opens. Not some dramatic awakening, but just a slow, tender astonishment that we are. Just a mere fact of being is mind blowing.